8 minutes gone past the 3 o'clock hour, officially welcoming you to the nation's #1 talk news and sports radio station. This is Hard Fact, and we're broadcasting live from our audiovisual studios right here in Rotimi Crescent, Victoria Island, Lagos. I am Maryann Okon, welcoming you to Hard Facts. This will be your most authentic news experience, and you can take that to the bank, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome if you're listening to us from outside of the country. Welcome to the show. Don't forget you can participate in the conversation by joining us via WhatsApp. You can call only if you're calling from the diaspora. That's 080-959-75805. I better so you can just send us a message. But we're going to be live on facebook.com/Nigeria Info FM, live on YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. And you can also be part of the conversation on X. Use the hashtag Hard Facts. Once again, welcome to the show. We start off with the big three stories for the day. Stories that you are seeing as headlines on our national dailies, the ones that are also debuting in our news bulletins in-house, and of course the ones you're talking about on social media, therefore making it to trend. Yes, these are stories that we're bringing your attention to, and of course allowing you to jaw with us on these stories and make sense of it all. Welcome to the show. Let's start it this way. Of course, this is how we welcome you onto the show.
Get ready for the most important news of the day. It's time for the Big Three Stories on Hard Facts. Tune in to our primetime show for the latest updates and in-depth analysis on the top stories making headlines. From breaking news to in-depth investigations, we bring you the facts you need to know. Join us as we delve into the biggest stories shaping our world today. Tune in to the Big Three every weekday, 3 to 4 p.m. and stay informed with the news that matters the most. Hard Facts, where the truth always comes first.
Millions of listeners trust us on Hard Fact, whether it's politics, social issues, controversies, and trending stories. You know we're credible and objective.
It's Hard Facts with Maryann Okon on 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Welcome. Let's look at the big stories for today, shall we? Let's start with the Vanguard newspaper. Here's a top story. Reps reject bills on rotational presidency. INEC's power to register political parties. Don't forget, yesterday there was a deliberation on some of the bills on the floor of the National Assembly, and these are part of the things that they're considering in the constitutional amendments that's going on, both in the upper and the lower chamber, just so you know. And yesterday, the House of Representatives rejected a bill seeking to amend the 1999 Constitution to strip the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, of its powers to register and regulate political parties. Now, the proposal is aimed at transferring the powers to the Office of the Registrar General of Political Parties. The bill was co-sponsored by the Speaker of the House, Tajuddin Abbas, and Francis Wave, and it was presented for a second reading, but was voted down after a voice vote conducted by the Deputy Speaker, Benjamin Kalu, who presided over plenary. The House also rejected another constitutional amendment sponsored by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu, seeking to establish the principle of rotation for offices of the President and Vice President among Nigeria's 6 geopolitical zones: North Central, Northeast, Northwest, Southeast, South-South, and Southwest. Other bills rejected were one, to alter the Constitution to provide for the establishment of independence and functions of the Office of the State Auditor Generals for local governments and the Federal Capital Territory Area Councils. The bill, sponsored by Julius Ihobere, seeks to strengthen fiscal oversight, promote accountability, and enhance good governance at grassroots level. It was rejected. What are your thoughts? I mean, I'm thinking rotational presidency. Would you be open to that? And I mean, you know that for 2027, the votes are going to, let's say, the Southeast. For the next one, the votes will be going to the North Central or the Northeast or whatever. It's going to come to the Southwest or the South-South. But then it's saying for the 6 geopolitical zones. But then could certain people be less represented, lost in translation, or lost in segmentation, for want of a better way to describe it. Because if we're talking about the 6 geopolitical zones, then might it cover every single person? And will everyone have some certain level of representation? If we're talking north central, northeast, northwest, southeast, south, and southwest, will everybody be covered? Or is it enough? I mean, if whatever the issues are, you can solve it at a lower level, but would this not be a good idea? I'd like to hear your thoughts on it. Now, let's move away from that. Still staying with the Vanguard newspaper. Nigeria's leaders undermining national security, says Tony Nyiam. I'll give you some background, and we're still staying with this issue of security. Don't forget, our soldiers were killed on Monday. And this man says politicians are exploiting security. He says self-defense could be counterproductive also if we decide to go in that, that way, that direction, and say, oh, let's all just carry arms. Then it's just going to be a banana republic, if you ask me. But Tony Nyiam, a retired colonel of the Nigerian Army, came into limelight on April 22, 1990, when he and some other officers attempted to overthrow the military administration of Babangida in a coup. Now, Nyiam is also a member of the Presidential Advisory Committee that packaged the 2014 National Conference. In his interview, he discusses security in the country and prefers a way forward. In fact, he says that it is very important that we notice how our politicians are handling the issue of insecurity in kids' gloves. And don't forget, yesterday there was a former member of the House of Assembly in Borno State who also queried the executive's handling of this issue of insecurity. Where does that leave us as Nigerians? Because you see, now the army has come out. I think I saw that story, where the army has come out to say, yes, they confirmed the attacks. But then they're giving us a different figure, by the way. The military has confirmed attacks on 3 houses and the death of 4 soldiers. What we heard was 7. This is just an aside. One of the problems I had when we started that war against Boko Haram, where Defense HQ will give us something different, reporters on the ground will give us something different. There was no tallying in the numbers, and the DHQ would say we should wait for them to give us information. But if that information and what we were getting on the ground was contradicting each other, it also caused a lot of things to question. But here we are again. The Nigerian military has confirmed that series of recent attacks on its bases in Borno, but reassures citizens of its capacity to subdue terrorists. I'd like to ask the Nigerian military, how many people have to die for these reassurances to take hold? And I'm not in any way trying to be pessimistic. I'm being realistic. Because the Premium Times newspaper reported that Boko Haram and ISWAP insurgents carried out multiple attacks on Monday and Tuesday. But the Theatre Commander of Operation Hadinkai, A.E. Abubakar, confirmed the incident at a press briefing yesterday. While the attacks on Dikwa and Garjam failed, Mr. Abubakar, an army general, said troops slugged it out with the insurgents in Ran, the headquarters of Kalabalgi local government area. During the briefing, the Theatre Commander confirmed attacks on 3 military bases and the death of 4 soldiers in Ran. He said, and I quote, "In the last 2 months, we have been re-strategizing and reorganizing. The Chief of Army Staff was here a week ago, and several changes have been made in the theatre. I am one of such changes, having just taken over command 3 weeks ago. Additional platforms and personnel are being inducted into the theatre. What the terrorists have resorted to is carrying out multi-pronged attacks on several isolated and vulnerable deployments and using it as propaganda." Okay. I just wanted to back up what Mr. Nyiam is saying, that Nigerian leaders are undermining national security. But still staying with security, let me bring you another story here. Yes, National Security Summit. Remember that one that was proposed by the members of the House of Representatives? Yes. Well, stakeholders are rejecting the plan for the National Security Summit. They flayed stalled proposals and high military casualties, of course, tying to the other story. So 20 soldiers on record are still missing after Monday's assault on military in Borno. Although we hear from the army that 4 people were killed, we hear from reporters that 7 people were killed. Diaspora people are also urging the president to sack service chiefs over this rising insecurity. But what does it change? I always ask. Because there was a time that we were all on Buhari's case to send everybody packing. And when he did, finally, after so long, what changed? So amid escalating insecurity across the country, experts and stakeholders have urged the Senate to abandon its proposed 2-day National Security Summit, calling instead for a decision or a decisive action to address the crisis. They also called on the president to rejig his security team, citing the military's embarrassing helplessness in tackling the growing threat. And I still don't get it why we're prioritizing a national summit. What does that even do for us? And I keep asking the question every time this summit thing comes up. Shouldn't we be prioritizing lowering the number of people that die every day? Because you see, most of them are unreported. But for those of you who didn't join the conversation yesterday, I want to remind you of a former member of the Borno House of Assembly and what he said about what the Jonathan administration was getting right. They clamored for him to get out. Now they're in power. Are they getting it right? But this man has said something, and he might not necessarily just be talking about this administration. He's talking about previous administrations after Buhari. So here it is. Take a listen, and then we'll talk. The phone lines will be open in a bit, 0201 277 0993. And then I'll come back and talk and just talk about the Nigerian Governors Forum. Stay with us. Just take a listen to this.
You cannot just sit down watching them to do whatever they feel like doing simply because they are professionals. You cannot talk to them. Give them target. During Jonathan, we brought mercenaries. They were about to finish Boko Haram. But because of our complacency and personal aggrandizement and personal interest, we asked them to go back. And we are still battling with the issue. I was in Borno State as a member of a state House of Assembly when the mercenaries were in Borno. There were less than 30. They operate in a place like this. Everybody with a laptop before him, observing what is happening in the bush. The moment they discover an enclave, they will be able to identify how many weapons do they have, what kind of weapons are they using, how many AK-47 do they have, how many explosives do they have. They will take only 3 or 4 people in a chopper, go and clear everything. They will snap pictures before clearing them and bring back exhibit. We are about to finish it. And because of interest, personal interest, that if we allow mercenaries to finish this thing, we are not going to get anything. How much was the bill given by the mercenaries? Even Russia is employing mercenaries to fight for them, isn't it? Are we stronger than Russia? Is there anything wrong if you can bring somebody that can fight for you? There's nothing wrong in that. So I'm sorry if people are saying that National Assembly is not doing the needful, National Assembly is not providing the enabling laws. We have provided all the enabling laws. The enforcement of such laws is not ours. If government is not ready to implement, there is no way we can compel government. The only thing we can advise government. If government refuses to do it, there is no way you can force them. Because they have the machineries for implementation. You do not have.
But I don't agree. If government does not or cannot do it, we have to blame government because it is their job to make sure that they deal with the insecurity. So you can't say if government cannot do it, then we cannot blame government. The buck stops at the feet or the table of government. And we have to continuously hold their feet to fire, sir. But anyway, Lagos, the phone lines are open. Join the conversation. 0201 277 if you are male. For the female, 0201 465 7190. And of course, you can join the conversation on WhatsApp. If you're listening from outside of the country, call 0809 5975 805. Finally, let me give you something from Rotimi Amaechi's back in the news. And he said something that I would play the clip maybe after a break. It says, Lamido and I would have confronted Tinubu if we were governors, says Amaechi. Let me give you some background. And then when I come back, I'll play the clip. He was at an event in honor of Sule Lamido, I think. A former Minister of Transportation, Rotimi Amaechi, has said that he and former Governor of Jigawa State, Sule Lamido, would have challenged President Bola Ahmed Tinubu over the nation's current state of affairs if they were still serving as governors. The former governor of Rivers State stated this in Abuja on Tuesday at a public presentation for Lamido's autobiography, Being True to Myself. Amaechi, who is also a former chairman of the Nigeria Governors Forum, said their era was marked by bold opposition and a commitment to holding the federal government accountable. Let's go on a quick break, Lagos. When I come back, we'll play you that clip from Amaechi, and then let's talk.
News, sports, and talk that you can relate.
If I told you now to come and buy a Ashwebi for 20,000 naira, that you would quickly get that money out. But if I told you to come and do
more conversation, more talk, more right after this.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
Exciting games, music, dance, and fun for every family.
Join us for the second edition of the Kids FM Festival, happening June 1st, 2025 at Balmoral Convention Center, Lagos, 12 p.m. sharp.
Don't miss the fun! Don't miss the fun! Bring your brothers and sisters, your daddy and mommy, even your uncles and aunties to join this exciting moment. Even your friends aren't left out. It's the Kids FM Festival. Let's make memories that sparkle!
Register now at www.kidsfm.ng. Let the countdown begin. Proudly brought to you by Kids FM, where every kid's a star.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire. Their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight. Each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher. The battle returns, and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang on 99.3 Nigeria Info. The stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
99.3 Nigeria Info.
Your number one station for talk. Let's talk.
All right, we're back. It's still Hard Facts, 99.3 Nigeria Info. These are the big three stories for today. Now, take a listen to former Governor Rotimi Amaechi, former Minister of Transportation, talking about the weakness of what he calls today's Nigeria Governors Forum.
Presented by the Minister for Information, our dear Excellencies, the former Vice Presidents, distinguished former Senate Presidents that are here present, there are quite a number, former Speakers that are here present, Your Excellencies, the former Governors who are here present, our leaders who are here. The protocols are indeed too many that I will take your time. Indeed, because there is no time, what I wanted to say about him will be cut short. We were quite good friends when we were in government. We had our bad times that we disagreed. I made the mistake of assuming that he was as radical as I was. So he was one of the governors I clinged to when it came to radical decisions. And I will tell you one of the things. There were several things that happened in course of our friendship. The last one, before we broke ranks, was that we agreed, all of us agreed to go against President Goodluck Jonathan. And we formed a committee, governors and all that. At the end of the day, he was to find a new party called SDP. We said if we go to the new party called SDP, we will lose the election. Let's hang on to this one called APC. He disagreed and he left us. That's the only place we disagreed. Now, I will tell you what happened again. One early morning I called him as a friend. I have been asked to be chairman of Governors Forum. He said, God forbid, you can never be chairman of Governors Forum. And I said, why? He said to me, you are too radical to be Governors Forum chairman. You can never be Governors Forum chairman. Again, I told him, I said, whether you like it or not, I will win. And I won. I became Governors Forum chairman.
Okay, I think I played the wrong clip, but I'll try to get the right one because in that clip, he did say that they fought Goodluck Jonathan and fought the policies of the federal government to a standstill, but that he looks at this crop of Governors Forum as weak and not asking questions. I'd find that clip. I think I played the wrong one. I played the right one, but let's talk. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. You could join the conversation on WhatsApp 080-959-75805. Post your comment on our live stream and let's talk. We're looking at these big stories, of course, most majorly insecurity in the country. We're also looking at the bills that have been rejected, rotational presidency, INEC's power to register political parties being stripped. Also, they talked about, giving local governments some extra layer of autonomy, but that, again, was kicked against. Let's hear your thoughts. Hello. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello, good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Thank you very much. This is Manuel from Nigeria.
Go ahead.
I want to contribute the issue of this rotational presidency.
Mm-hmm.
You see, it will cause problem at the end of the day. Why?
Wow.
Because, let me thank you very much. Why? Because when they say it's zone to North Central, for North Central, when Benue rule, tomorrow they will say Benue don't rule, Plateau rule, Kogi won't rule. That's how Abuja and Niger. It will cause problem. So for me, I don't support this rotational president. Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much for calling. But you see, when they say it's regional, it's regional. So in the South, you have Akwa Ibom, Cross River, Bayelsa, Delta, which other states? I mean, rivers. It doesn't have to be that all the people in Cross River must be represented. No. I mean, for example, if the South has somebody who's coming from Akwa Ibom or somebody who's coming from Rivers or someone's coming from Bayelsa, it represents the South. It doesn't have to be the same state producing. I mean, I don't know. But if we must have some level of progress, we have to come to an understanding of sorts, right? I mean, it's okay. That's why we're having this conversation. Is it a good idea or a bad idea? Yeah. Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Patrick is calling from Okota.
Go ahead, Patrick.
On the issue of insecurity, the man that spoke about Jonathan was about to win the war. Why is he coming out with those truths now? Okay, they are in the National Assembly. He said they can only provide enabling whatever. Let them give presidency ultimatum. This is an impeachable offense. If he cannot secure the country, they should impeach him. That's how other countries run. They cannot just go and gather and begin to call a press conference, blowing grammar here and there. We are tired of hearing all these things. You say because of some personal whatever, they withdrew the machinery. That is layman talk. That talk doesn't carry weight at all. He should accept responsibility that he has failed and the country has failed. Let's come up with the fact and tell ourselves the truth. This grammar is enough. Thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 0201 277 0993 0201 465 7190. Only for the ladies. On WhatsApp, it's 0809 5975805. If you're listening from outside of the country, you want to be part of the conversation, yes, you can join the conversation. Somebody's waiting for me to... I know it's the right clip, but I didn't get you the complete one, so I want to play you the complete one. Don't worry, I'll bring it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Miriam.
Good afternoon.
My name is Robert. I am calling you from my papa. Miriam, you see Amaechi. I don't want to even listen to that man at all, honestly, I'm telling you. I don't align with betrayer. As far as I'm concerned, Amaechi is a betrayer. I betrayed Jonathan. So what is he talking? I don't want to listen to that man. For the rotational whatever, it's a welcome development. Except the enemies of this nation that want Nigeria to be governed by only the Hausa and Yoruba. If Yoruba finish, they will add over to Hausa. If Hausa finish, they will add over to Yoruba. As if they are the only tribe in Nigeria. They are the one increasing this law of rotational whatever. So I am in support of it. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. But you see, the thing is, whether we support it or not, it's been shut down. Except we go back and lobby for it to come back again, to be reheard. It will now go through the whole process all over again. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Good afternoon, Mimi.
Good afternoon.
How are you today?
I'm good. Go ahead, please.
Hello. Emeka is my name from Satellite Town. You see, on the issue of...
Emeka, are you there? Hello, Emeka. Emeka, are you there? I guess that your connection is a little bad. But the ladies, you can call 0201 465 7190. Apologies, Emeka. I guess your connection where you are is really bad. Generally, call 0201 277 0993. Let me read some messages quickly. I'm going to come back to the phone lines. Amaechi should go and sit down and bury his face in shame. He was a minister during Buhari's tenure. Why did he not confront Buhari when the economy and security deteriorated? I beg, make you rest. Dixon from Ikorodu. Uche from Sango says, and who fights him when he locked up the courts for 1 year plus? When they leave office, they become saints and people will be clapping. This one says, hi Maryann, good afternoon. It's the right clip. He said, yeah, I know. I'm going to play you the full one. What I meant was I'm going to send you the full clip. Let them allow us to hear something, meaning and hold their security summit stories to themselves, please. Their long speeches and grammar is simply a result of the incompetence, inability to speak truth and act just for political reasons. They loaned billions to buy Takano jets. They were giving names of sponsors of terrorists, all with no positive result, except technically defeating the technically defeated grammar, etc. Please let them continue to use valuable time for jubilation of the so-called defectors and praise singing for Tinubu, and also use the funds meant for security personnel to increase their ungodly allowances. And Tinubu should go for another 6 months working visit and things will get better. Steve, I see. I can tell the sarcasm in your voice there. This person that is sending me, Godwin from Lakoya, I'm sorry I can't read your messages too long. Don't send me a 10 paper. I'm sorry. Sylvanus from Mikpada here says, whatever system Nigeria may adopt in order to ensure free fair polls, INEC must create a system to make it impossible for someone else, no matter how powerful, not even the police, to watch how another person is casting her votes. There should be a distance of at least 2 polls from the ballot boxes to ensure freedom of choice. Anything short of this still gives room for rigging. You can ask other listeners of their opinion on this. Still taking your thoughts and comments. 0201-277-0993. Join the conversation. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Maryann, good afternoon.
Yes, good afternoon.
This is Malik speaking.
Hello,
Ordinary Malik. Maryann, when they want to form coalition, you see them speaking in every functionaries for people to notice them. Once they get to the office, everything will turn yakata. Rotimi Amaechi, you fought Jonathan and Buhari came in. What did you people do? If from the first tenure of APC 2015, that Nigeria becomes a broken glass. And now you are saying this and that. Well, I will not blame them. I will blame the people of Nigeria see it follows them to be listening to them again. It's like the pinky and the brain. So what are we going to do now? Nigerians, look for the better one and vote for the better one. Good afternoon.
All right, thank you very much for calling. All right, I wonder who the better one is. Just asking for a friend. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Turn off your radio.
I'm sorry, my dear lady. How are you?
Fine, thank you. Go ahead, please.
My name is Prince Y. Calling you from Amon Office. You see, I think Amaechi is a politician. What he say that to himself, not to some of us. And when you talk of rotational presidency, they were talking about, is that is the correct way out? And is that is supposed to be? When you talk about rotational presidency, it's what I've started since 1960s, but now it's just too late. What I'm expecting the National Assembly to do, they want to amend the law constitutionally. They should take us back to pre-1960 type of democracy we practice in this country. That parliamentary system of government is much better than the one we are operating now. The one we are operating is too expensive, full of corruption. Good afternoon to you, my dearest Nyiam.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts. Hello,
good afternoon.
You're not a woman. Don't call the female line, please. Thank you. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sunday.
Sunday, you need to speak up. We can't hear you. Yeah. You sound very far away from your phone.
Okay, my name is Sunday. Yeah, I really support this zoning because maybe we too, like what we are suffering in Kaduna State, maybe may even reach Southern Kaduna, will even succeed to be a governor of Kaduna State, definitely. So I really support if they can agree to even zone him after you.
Well, Sunday, it's been thrown out. It's been thrown out. So it means people have to lobby for it to be brought back to the floor of the National Assembly. It's been thrown out. Then they're against it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much for calling. 0201-277-0993. Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Maryann.
Yes.
You have the man on the line speaking to you from Ekpe.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Was that same clip you were playing? If you have waited some seconds, I mean, you would have got
No. Like I said, the clip was short. I'm going to give you the full clip. You guys, be patient.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Even if they challenge the presidency according to him, it would have been in their own personal interest. The reason why the first challenge they gave to Goodluck Jonathan was the sovereign wealth fund. I mean, the money that was saved by the federal government, and then they believe the federal government is taking part of the money, and then the state we have to also take their own part of the money. That was why they challenged the federal government. It was not for the interest of Nigerians. That is for that. For your other story, one of the stories, I just forget about the story now. Maryann.
Which one? The insecurity?
Yeah, about the insecurity. Then they said that Jonathan, and the mercenaries, were taking out their sons and their people in Borno State. You see, there is something about us in Nigeria. We always want to protect our interests, even if it is affecting the peaceful coexistence of our country. Listen to what he's saying today now. It's unfortunate we have these kind of people in this country. Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. I do appreciate it. It's still hard facts. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Welcome. Hello.
Hello.
Good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's Joy from Liba.
Hello, Joy. I'm good.
Maryann, how are you?
I'm good. I can't complain.
Please, I want to talk about Amaechi. Amaechi was enjoyed Buhari that he did a railway line from Niger to Soso place. He from Borno to let's say Rivers. He could not do it. He was in position to do all those things. He refused to do it. Why is he coming out now to talk? He has no money again to buy this or this, that. Which story? Please let them go and pack themselves one place. The only thing I'm praying for is the youth. Let them come out. Youth should come out. Fight for your right 2027. All these old cargoes, let them go and sit down. They have killed this country. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Joy, for calling. The youth are responding to you that, when we came out and they killed us, what did people do for us? Hello, welcome to Hard Facts.
Action lady.
Yes.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
This is Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Thank you. Quick one. The former Minister of Transport, good talk. I hear one of their supporters saying the man should go and sit down. When he was fighting Jonathan, he described Amaechi as a lion. Amaechi is a lion. Now, because he's trying to say if he's in government or if he's still a governor, he will confront their man. You are not telling us Amaechi should go and sit down. When I say we all are in for it, they thought I'm joking. And for the House, former House member that you played his voice, telling us what Jonathan did. It's good one. It's good. At least those people who say Jonathan applied for the job, they should not pity him because then I was calling for support. Say people should support him, he can't do it alone. They said no, he applied for the job. This man that applied for the job today, those set of callers, I don't hear them calling the man, say, look, go and do the job. Because he's their man. We all are in for it. Let them continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Here's the full clip, guys. Quickly, I'm just going to play it. This video is called Symphony. It's an online video thing from River State. So here it goes. The very full clip, the right one. Because you guys have been saying that I need to. That's the right one. Yes, it was. I wasn't the wrong clip per se. It was just I gave you a shorter version of the clip, and I'm trying to make sure that the right one plays. While I get that video to play, let me quickly read some messages that are coming in quickly. This one says, good afternoon, Maryann. Now the politicians are decamping, thereby betraying the people that voted for them. It is time for us, the people, to decamp to the Labour Party en masse and stick together while we wait for 2027. Okay. This one says, Maryann, they always advise Nigerians to vote a better one. Does our vote count? Did Nigerians choose this current government? Ejiofor from Agbara. Ayo here says, Amaechi and governors fought GJ to a standstill and gave power to APC. What we have now are people that want to go to heaven and don't want to die. The National Assembly are sponsoring bills. Why not pass compulsory electronic transmission of results? Insecurity is underreported. So you see, the thing is, we don't. I don't also want to sound like I'm using a cane to come after you guys, but what's stopping the people of Lagos going to the National Assembly and sponsoring a bill on e-transmission of results? What's stopping us from going to sponsor bills and lobby? We don't just sponsor, push them. You have people representing you at all levels. These youths that they're saying we should come out, let us come out in a different way. Can we sponsor bills, push, lobby, pressure the people that are representing you every blessed day in your numbers, as opposed to protesting? Go there and pressure them. This is the bill that we want to push to pass first and second reading, to make sure that it goes through. It's a constitutional amendment season. Why are we waiting for members of the National Assembly to sponsor? They will not sponsor anything that's not going to benefit them. How many more times am I going to tell us this? If it doesn't benefit them, they're not going to cut off their face their nose to spite their face. Capish?
Our dear Excellencies, former speakers that are here present, Your Excellencies, the former governors who are here present, our leaders who are here, their protocols are indeed too many that I will take your time. Indeed, because there is no time, what I wanted to say about him will be cut short. We were quite good friends when we were in government. We had our bad times that we disagreed. I made the mistake of assuming that he was as radical as I was. So he was one of the governors I clinged to when it came to radical decisions. And I will tell you one of the things. There were several things that happened in course of our friendship. The last one, before we broke ranks, was that we agreed, all of us agreed to go against President Goodluck Jonathan. And we formed a committee, governors and all that. At the end of the day, he was to find a new party called SDP. We said if we go to the new party called SDP, we will lose the election. Let's hang on to this one called APC. He disagreed and he left us. That's the only place we disagreed. Now, I will tell you what happened again. One early morning I called him as a friend. I have been asked to be chairman of Governors Forum. God forbid, you can never be chairman of Governors Forum. And I said, why? He said to me, you are too radical to be Governors Forum chairman. You can never be Governors Forum chairman. Again, I told him, I said, whether you like it or not, I will win. And I won. I became Governors Forum chairman. He indeed spoiled me a lot. He was one of the instruments that made me Governors Forum chairman a second term. And I will tell you, when there was huge disagreement about voting, he led us to go and vote. He didn't mind if that group walked away. If he didn't stand up to vote, maybe that day we would not have voted. Because he stood up to vote, the rest of us went ahead and voted. And the other people, led by Ababi, also joined to vote. At the end of the day, to their surprise, I won and became Governors Forum chairman a second time. The final one I will tell you, I visited him in his state. He asked me to come and commission projects, so I came. The School of Nursing you're talking about. And I repeat, I am yet to see if any governor has surpassed your achievement in Jigawa. I've told you in private, and I have told my friends from Jigawa, maybe they will surpass you in future. For now, I doubt if any. So we went to commission projects. I was so scared of Boko Haram. And then I had a good security outfit in River State. So I told them I'm going to Jigawa. They moved in an APC to Jigawa. They moved in 2 white men to Jigawa. They moved in some vehicles with security outfits, everything. He said, you're coming to Jigawa with this. Are you a president? I'm calling President Goodluck Jonathan to report you that you want to be president of Nigeria. I said, look, don't report me to the president. I'm just scared that they will finish us here. He said, nobody will finish. I said, I doubt you. This man took me in a crowd of over 1,000 persons, and we were walking. And I said to God, this man wants to kill me. Supposing there's a Boko Haram person here with a bomb that wants to kill all of us. He said, these are his people. At the end of the day, we commissioned the School of Nursing. The only thing I enjoyed that day was I was able to sleep in a quiet place in your guest house. And if I said I didn't enjoy it, and the rest, I visited you more than 3-4 times whenever you invited me. I thank you for that. I thank you for the fact that you spoiled a lot of my decisions as Governors Forum chairman. Because yes, you are radical. You thought you were not as radical as we were. But we discussed Nigeria in detail, and we thought we should move forward as a country. I asked you this morning, what is going on currently now in Nigerian politics? Could it have happened when we were governor? The answer is no. And you said no. We will confront the government. We will confront the president. You know that. That's how radically we are. That's how our Governors Forum was. That's how determined we were to change things. But I don't have to forget that. I wish you the best. I will make my contribution to you privately as two radicals.
0201-277-0993. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Hello.
Yes, good afternoon. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good afternoon. My name is Friday.
Go ahead.
Just like the clip you played now, what will Amaechi come out and say now that he has achieved aims and purpose, and people are dying every day. None of them is even talking about it. None of them is bringing solution to end the insecurity of this country. When this man that they heard at Abuja was talking of the insecurity, they say it's because he's asking for Biafra Republic. Nobody listened to him. Now, all of us are on it now. Like as he said, even one of the high military officer has said the same thing, which he said as of that time, that Somalia will be better than Nigeria. We are all for it.
Thank you very much for calling. I do appreciate it. I have a minute before I go on a quick 2 minutes break, and then when I come back, I have some more time. I have enough time to take some more calls. But let me go to Facebook Live. Ogunbeku Olayinka here says, Amaechi and Lamido can still confront the president. Abiyo. They don't have to be sitting governors to do it, yes? Jafet Ajoku says, Amaechi has nothing to say in this country because he's one of which we're having now. I'm sure you're saying he's the reason why we're having what we're having now. Okay. He says he's one of the problems we're having now. Okay, thank you. You corrected yourself. Thank you. All right, on WhatsApp quickly before we go on that break. Jeremiah here says, Boko Haram are seizing military weapons worth millions, and a radio station wave is interrupting your station. Sorry about that, Jeremiah. We've got to go on a break. We'll be right back, Lagos. Stay with us.
More news and information coming up. We'll be back in a moment.
For 3 great seasons, the fans have fought with passion and fire, their best they brought. The banter was bold, the debates were tight, each word a weapon, each match a fight. But now it's bigger, the stakes much higher, the battle returns and it's full of fire. Fan Battle 4 with Femi and the gang, the 99.3 Nigeria Info, the stage is bang. In partnership with Sports Salon, we raise the game with glory, honor, and a shot at fame. Think you've got what it takes to score? Then step right up. It's time for more.
Fan Battle 4 starts Tuesday, June 3rd through July from 7 p.m. weekdays on Nigeria Info.
Fan Battle 4. Let the battle begin.
They say truth sets you free. But in a world where news spreads fast and popular narratives shape opinions, how do you separate truth from deception? Introducing Facts or Propaganda, the show that puts the biggest social, political, and media narratives under the microscope.
More than 60% of the population is below the age of 30. A lot of them hadn't been to school.
A lot of these young people are not employable. Every week, we critically analyze narratives shaping our country, separating facts from clever manipulation.
99.3 Nigeria Info. We are more than just radio. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at Nigeria Info FM. Check us out on Facebook at Nigeria Info 99.3. Follow us on Twitter at Nigeria Info FM and on Instagram at Nigeria Info FM Lagos for live updates as it happens. 99.3 Nigeria Info. Let's talk.